Hey guys, I thought I would just do just this little short video to just kind of end cap this day of Star Wars awesomeness that we've had today with the Mandalorian and the Squadron trailers. Uh, you know, just wonderful. I thought I'd take the opportunity to just give you a little bit of my Star Wars experience. Um, I saw the movie uh, in 1977. I was 5 years old at my granddad's drive-in movie theater. So that was my Star Wars experience. So drive-ins are making a little bit of a comeback now thanks to COVID. Maybe some of you guys have had a chance to experience that. Um, I grew up in a small farming town in rural North Carolina. Um, there's not a whole lot of sci-fi going on in that town, even today. Although I would hope it maybe is a little bit better today. Um, but I was the nerdy kid who just didn't quite fit in. My cousins, they had somewhat of the nerd gene going on, but they grew out of it, and I never did. Star Wars for me was quite literally, the opening of a door into a vast new universe. Um, Darth Vader terrified me. I would hide my face, when he was on the screen. Um, the Force and the Jedi and what was the Clone Wars and hyperspace and the Sith. I actually looked up Sith in the encyclopedia to try to figure out what Lord of the Sith meant. Um, I think it was the definition of the word was it was an old form of the word sense, SINCE. So I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Dark Lord of the Sense. All right. And I got all the toys. I think I had every single first line Star Wars toy. I mean, everything. I had the original mail in Boba Fett. All right. Sadly, I do not have any of these things now. If we only knew now, if we only knew then what we knew now, um, I could probably buy a house with all that stuff. Um, I had the Death Star, the Falcon, the fighters, you name it, I had it. Um, and I would have the comic books, the original Marvel comics, sent to my house. They would mail deliver the comics to your house because again, uh, the, I don't think at that point there was any place to buy them in the little town I grew up in. If there was, I wasn't aware of it at 5 years old. Um, and I had the first run of the comics. I had the giant sized comic book. And again, I don't have them anymore. Again, I wish I did. I did see one for sale. It was in mint condition. It was issue 2. Apparently, there was like a changeover in prices on this one that made this one really unique. So it was going for, four figures. Um, I cut the pictures out and taped them up all over my room. All right. My mom freaked, but you know, elder me who thinks what those books would have been worth, I wouldn't take away the joy that that child had in, putting up TIE fighters and X Wings and Darth Vader and Luke and Obi-Wan all over his walls. Um, Continued on, through the early 80s. And, like a lot of other people, when the movies ended, we didn't get any new content. I kind of lost the love of it. Um, that perked up a little bit in the later 80s when West End Games produced their Star Wars RPG. And you had all this detailed information, all this lore and backstory that I had not had any exposure to. And it reignited it for me a little bit. And I was, back into it again. But again, this was the late 80s, rural North Carolina, small town, population less than 3,000. Um, I didn't know there were such things as cons yet. All right. And it would be decades before I would go to my first con. Um, Then Timothy Zahn's Dark Force trilogy came out, and my mom got them for me for Christmas. I can't remember if she saw them and bought them or if I requested them. Um, but those three books were 5 years after the Battle of Endor. We see the formation of the New Republic, and we see the introduction of Grand Admiral bleep 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 mother bleep Thrawn. All right, and oh man, to this day, I wish they had made those books into the next set of movies. Admittedly, you would have had to have recast everybody, but still, I'll be honest, I do not love the new movies very much, with the exception of Rogue One, which I absolutely loved, and believe it or not, Solo, which I didn't think was that bad. Right? Um, Force Awakens was okay, but it was pretty obviously, well, this is just a remake of New Hope. Hmm. And absolutely hated uh, uh, the Last Jedi from the second Luke does this number. All right, because Luke Skywalker never ever in a million years would be that jaded ever, and I think they over course corrected uh, with the last movie. I think they tried to please too many people and ended up pleasing very few, at least in my opinion. Um, I do know some people who walked out of there happy with it, and it was again it was just okay. That was the best thing I can say about it. It was a bit of a nostalgic thrill seeing the old SDs. You see the ghost coming in from Rebels. Um, you saw Wedge Antilles, such as that. We saw Lando. Um, and then I had a little taste for the novels after that, but again, at that time in my life, I had different priorities. Um, the main thing being, I discovered, oh, girls, um, and I kind of lost it again. Um, and then the prequels came out, and again, I'm the oddball. I like the prequels. The the Phantom Menace, is it clunky and slow? Yes, it is. It's nothing but solid exposition until you get to the fight, and you know which fight I mean. Duel of the Fates comes up, and yo, all right, we're on. Um, the second movie, Attack of the Clones, Anakin is a whiny little bitch. He is a whiny little bitch through the whole thing. But if you look at the path that the Sith usually take, there is an evolution between, you know, there's some whiny bitch going on, and then eventually we work up into scary badass mofo. Um, and I absolutely loved um, Revenge of the Sith. I think that movie made up for the weakness of the previous two, and it's my second favorite um, Star Wars movie after Empire Strikes Back. Um, we come to the acquisition of Star Wars by Disney, which I think was a mistake on the part of George Lucas. I think he should have given it to other people. I think now realizes he should have given it to Filoni, Dave Filoni, who's done an absolutely incredible job with Clone Wars and with Rebels, which, to my mind, honest to God, is the best Star Wars ever made. Period. The only possible competition it's got is the original trilogy, and especially Empire Strikes Back. And you just heard my opinion of the new movies. Marvel uh, was putting out the comic books, And the first runs of comic books, especially the Darth Vader book, my God, those books were great. And then around issue 75 of the main Star Wars book, which is the transition point from Star Wars to Empire Strikes Back, where you begin that transition, they're actually looking for a new base, and Hoth is mentioned. The story is called Hope Dies. All right. Um, After that, the books really just kind of went to me. Some of them were still good. There's one really excellent story called Visions, uh, and it's basically Darth Vader, his perception and how other people view him. And some of those stories were good. One of them was excellent, and one of them was just sort of like, "The hell am I looking at?" All right. Um, the first one, is Darth Vader fighting a kaiju, and he kicks the crap out of it. And to the people of this world who are being threatened by the kaiju, Vader's a hero. They tell he's their Dark Knight who's come to rescue them. Even though at the very end of it, Vader tells the person who's been watching him, I am not a savior. All right. Um, Star Wars is one of those things that for some people it's almost a religion. There are those people who get married by a uh, Jedi or something like that. And there's people who mock it as being the ultimate nerddom. Although I might dispute that and say that's probably Star Trek. But to me, it has always been a passion in my life. It has absolutely, definitely shaped my life. The bookcase behind me, um, the Sith Creed and the Jedi Code are up there. All right. Um, I'm not saying they're philosophies that have shaped my life, but to a degree they have. Um, I had often thought, about getting the Sith Creed as a tattoo, and I might do that one day if I can get past the whole, being allergic to pain thing. Um, and I don't think there's ever going to be a point in my life where Star Wars is not a part of it, in some form or fashion. Um, I just can't see that happening, and I know that's how a lot of people feel. It's anything that people are passionate about, there's going to be dispute over it. Um, Different interpretations, different desires and dreams for the way it's going to go. Um, I have faith in Filoni and Favreau. I believe that they will be able to tell stories that everybody's going to love. The Mandalorian is proof of that to me. Um, Clone Wars is proof of that to me. Rebels is proof of that to me. Um, and I guess I just wanted to share that with you. This is a passion of mine, something I deeply love, and I know some of you guys out there probably love it just as much as I do. All right. Anyway, I have spewed on at the mouth for long enough. Um, I just wanted to share that with you guys. We've had a good day of great Star Wars. I should have dressed differently. I wore House Stark as opposed to Star Wars, and it didn't even occur to me. I just snatched a t-shirt out of the closet and threw it on and jumped in front of the computer to watch the videos. Um, Thank you guys, as always, for your support of the channel. It continues to grow. Um, I'm going to upload a few more game videos, probably. You guys don't seem to be loving those. You did like my Dresden File stuff, and you did like the Dune stuff. Um, so, I'll continue to do that. I'll continue to upload um, GW content, of course. But as always, tell me what you guys want me to do, and I'll see about getting it done. I hope you guys have a great night. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Have a good one.